Remember when common sense was common? When standing up for what is right was the right thing to do? Welcome to The Right Side. Common sense conversations about Hawaii's political landscape and how it affects you, your ohana, and your community. Join us for the next hour as we cut through the political noise and look at Hawaii from the right side, where public officials and community leaders discuss the policies that affect our future, strategies that move the needle, and highlight leaders that are stepping up to make a difference. Get ready for The Right Side, a common sense conversation.
All right, 808-913-6450. I see producer Leah staring at me. Malia is here.
Yes.
I was panicking. I thought I wasn't going to make it because we had a full day at the city council. And we were planning just in case I don't show up.
You're right. We were going to get Donald Duck to replace you. Actually, it was just going to be me and maybe somebody else.
But I'm very thankful that the council got through early. We had a lot of great discussion. And, I'm just happy to be here. Welcome, everybody, to The Right Side. We're doing, city issues. And because I'm heavily involved in the community, we do stuff that I think, brings a lot of information to you. We've talked about homelessness. We've talked about
illegal fireworks.
A bunch of that. We've
child abuse, how to prevent it.
House gambling.
Illegal gambling.
Homes. Yep. And, we've talked to the zoo.
E-bike safety is a big one.
Huge. And we might have to do that again because of all the recent incidents. So we might have to just to refresh people and let people know. And I do this every day when I'm on the other side doing my morning show, just reminding people that, we all got to drive with a little caution, right?
Right.
We live in an aloha state. Let's show some aloha. What's happened in the last couple of months is tragedy. I mean, we've doubled, where we were last year. 57
deaths on the road already.
So we need to, all be a little more, cautious and show some, show some aloha. Be mindful of everything around you. And again, kids and parents, if your child is under 15 years old, they should not be on an e-bike. Okay? And if they are 15 years old, they have to wear a helmet.
We should do a whole new show on that again. Correct. And also just wanted to give you a plug. Mm-hmm. Your PSA where you're on an e-bike and you have Ka'eo as a superhero is running on KITV and some of the other stations. And it's really just targeting kids to tell them that, and it's on our YouTube channel, but it's just to let them know that these are the new laws, and you have to wear a helmet and be safe and abide by the traffic laws.
And it's really simple rules, guys. Two wheels got to be on the ground, no wheeling, right? No packing.
Even if you're a superhero, you can't take them.
You can't. And a lot of parents, when we see and we hear about all the tragedy, I cannot help. Yes, I am a public servant, but I'm also a husband, dad, and these things really break my heart. So we got to all take some responsibility. So, if your children is under 15 years old, let them know they shouldn't be on an e-bike.
And don't buy them one. Don't buy them one.
All right. Now that I got that out of everything's good. Okay.
Well, last week we had a great tour.
Yes, we did.
And it was in your district, Waipahu.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. And we thought this would be a great topic to bring to the public today, because I certainly didn't know about this place that we visited.
Absolutely. And I got to speak to a different branch last year, and I was so moved. I invited the members to come help us do North Road. But, in today's fast-paced world, mental health is more important than ever. Yet it's often overlooked and misunderstood. So during today's radio show, we're going to talk to two experts who are empowering adults with mental health issues to improve their well-being, because we all want to improve our well-being. That's the reason why I still do comedy, believe it or not. Try sitting in city council for 6 hours listening to people talk and complain. And, I needed a place to just let go. And I do that on the weekend with my comedy. So it's helping me more than you. Yes, you might be laughing at me, but it's really helping me. So mental health is, an important issue, to shed light on the challenges faced by adults with mental illness and get more into depth about programs and resources available to help and give them more fulfilling life. So, if you have questions about mental health, today is the time to call. We are live, by the way, right, Leah? Producer, we are live. 808-913-6450. 808-913-6450. Malia, you want to introduce our guest?
Sure. Well, this place that we were talking about that was so wonderful is called the Waipahu Aloha Club House. And today we have the Supervisor Kelly Penn. With 20 years of psychosocial experience and a forthcoming doctorate in human services, Kelly is a leader committed to systemic change. Her career began with a focus on working on kupuna, but her passion has expanded to tackle the broader issue of mental health stigma in Hawaii. Now her role with the state's behavioral health sector, she applies her advanced research and hands-on knowledge to develop and improve programs for diverse populations, all the while enjoying the peace and tranquility of Hawaii's beaches. Let's hear it for that. We all got to get out once in a while.
That. Come on.
And then Troy Freitas is the Oahu Service Area Administrator and Branch Chief of the Oahu Community Mental Health Center branch of the Adult Mental Health Division. He has over 30 years experience working in public and private behavioral health science sectors, including crisis intervention trainer. Additionally, he has extensive experience as a disaster behavioral health coordinator for the state of Hawaii, including providing oversight, training, and support for FEMA. And is that SAMHS? That's a lot of letters together.
SAMHSA, Substance Abuse Mental Health Service Administration.
There you go. Funded crisis counseling programs on all islands.
Governments love abbreviations.
I know. It says SAMHSA. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of letters together. All right. Well, welcome to the show.
Like Malia was saying, our office took a tour of the Waipahu Aloha Club House last week, and we really enjoyed our visit. But for people who aren't familiar with the Waipahu Aloha Club House, can you tell us a little bit about the clubhouse?
Sure. Aloha, everybody. The Waipahu Aloha Club House is a psychosocial rehabilitation day program for adults ages 18 and up with mental illness who have the desire to improve the quality of their lives through meaningful work, positive relationships, and gainful employment.
It's awesome because, I didn't realize how much adults are challenged by that. Sometimes we just see it, with our homeless community, but we are challenged by many things. And, the times that I was there, you could see they're really wanting to try to fit back into society, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I thought what I was so impressed by it was a safe community for these people who are welcomed, believed in, trusted. They had friends. It's such a great social circle for them. And it's an optional thing for them, right? So they can go if they choose to, or...
It is right? All voluntary. Mm-hmm. And they do love coming. And some people come for 5 days a week, and other people come 1 or 2 times a week.
But it's just knowing there's a place where you can go and be okay with who you are. I think that's the most important thing.
It is. The stigma for mental illness is out there. And so we try to help that and advocate for them.
Now, are there any other clubhouses on Oahu? And if so, where are they located?
Okay, so there are 4 other clubhouses on the island.
Okay.
Diamond Head Clubhouse is located on Kilauea Avenue. Haleo Honolulu is located on Lanakila Avenue. Ko'olau Clubhouse is in Kaneohe. And the Makaha Clubhouse is located in Waianae.
Okay. All right. So we'll repeat that again so that, a lot of you guys who are listening that maybe know a family member or, a friend, a neighbor, that might need the kind of help you might suggest, because, that might be now the path to like fitting in. I'll try. Tell us a little bit about what you do. I know we already got the intro, but it looked like you're ready for talk. And I looked the last name, Freitas. Huh?
Yeah, I was fortunate to be born and raised here, and fortunate to be able to work in the clubhouse system with my colleagues, both on Oahu and the neighbor islands, supporting this program that is actually provided for people with a mental illness worldwide. And really my role is to support my colleagues like Kelly in engaging the staff and the members to come up with ways that they feel best supports their recovery. So, there are accreditation standards for clubhouses that say that you need to kind of do things a certain way in order to provide a better service for the people. But then we also like to allow each clubhouse, including Kelly's, to come up with the way to get there and to empower the staff and the members to make decisions, right, in consensus decision making.
That's right.
And to really make it their own. And, what's really special about supporting Kelly and her clubhouse and the other clubhouses is the historical support for the clubhouses by our decision makers in the Department of Health and in the legislature. Were very strong on Oahu and in Hawaii. And our staff is really engaged with providing members like this judgment-free zone where they feel like supported to make mistakes and not be judged, because we all make mistakes.
Absolutely.
In working toward their goals. So, yeah, thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, no, we'll talk more about this judgment-free zones. And I want to know if there's an uptick, and you guys are seeing more adults challenged by mental illness. So when we come back, we'll talk more about that. It's The Right Side, a common sense conversation. Good afternoon, everybody.
Welcome back to The Right Side with Hawaii public officials and community leaders. Let's get back to Common Sense Conversations.
It's The Right Side of Common Sense Conversation. The number here, and we are live at 808-913-6450. Again, 808-913-6450. In the studio with us is Troy Freitas and Kelly Penn from the Waipahu Club House. Now, we're talking about non-judgment spaces. Tell us a little bit about that and why this is important for adults suffering from mental illness.
Well, I want to talk about the main mission of the clubhouse, and that will kind of tell us the judgment-free zone.
I love it. Go ahead.
Okay, so the main mission of the clubhouse is to change people's lives through focusing on the members' strengths, abilities, and goals rather than their mental illness, symptoms, or history. So our official mission statement is to offer comprehensive psychosocial rehabilitation services to adults with mental illness to help them improve their abilities needed for successful reintegration into the community and to increase their quality of life. The clubhouse provides a supportive and nurturing environment that enhances self-motivation, respect for self and others, and a desire to work.
Yeah, I met a young man who I guess he was the maintenance guy. He took care of all the yard outside.
He was my favorite guy that I met. He was so great.
But he was so enthusiastic, and he was happy because that's what his family members did. So he was well in tune, what his role was at the clubhouse. And not only him, there are several other people that I know, really take pride into, getting the members, apply to different jobs, not only with the volunteers that you guys have or, your employees, but there are so many of them in there. They just know their role, and you can tell, man, that does something for somebody.
Well, he was saying that his dad was working in, I think it was Ko'olina, doing landscaping, and he had learned from him, and so he brought what he had learned to work at the Waipahu Clubhouse, and he was sharing what he knew and working on growing vegetables and watering the grass and taking care of the landscaping. And
he knew how
to
fix the tools, which is so cool. Because we are going in there. I know what's happening. There's challenges, but to see somebody to go, hey, I like being here. I come here. I know what I got to do. I'm like, see, that's what it's all about. That safe space you're talking about.
The safe haven that we have.
Yeah.
And the welcoming environment. As soon as you walk in, everybody's like, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
And everybody is doing the staff works side by side with the members, and so they feel like they're appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. 808-913-6450 if you have questions about, mental health. Do you guys see, Troy, an uptick in what's happening on an island with more adults having challenges with mental health?
We are getting more referrals for clubhouses. And for our clinics, slow amount of growth. The Adult Mental Health Division also contracts with providers to provide similar services in clinics and other programs, but clubhouses are just the state-operated ones. But we are growing in numbers. We lost a lot of members during the pandemic emergency orders. But yes, our numbers are upticking, and in some clubhouses quite significantly. Like Makaha has increased their numbers a lot.
Now, what do you think? What's the reason for that, you think?
I think a lot of it has to do with the outreach efforts of the respective clubhouses, and such as, for example, this program. Last year, I think the Kauhale Lahi Lahi Clubhouse, our Makaha Clubhouse, was also promoting themselves during Mental Health Awareness Month in May. And they also had a grand opening of their clubhouse where they had a certified kitchen installed, central air conditioning, and more computer access for members to learn those skills and such. So as those programs became available, a certified kitchen, and of course air conditioning, it made it more hospitable for members who wanted to try it out, check it out.
Yeah.
And so same thing with Waipahu Aloha Club House. They had central air conditioning installed. I don't know how long, Kelly, it was.
About a year ago.
And so prior to that, they were the only clubhouse, I believe, in the state at the time that wasn't air conditioned. You know, when you're trying to learn new skills, concentrate and whatnot, just like at schools and anywhere, it's harder to do it during the hot times of year. So I think those kind of factors contributed to more people coming into our clubhouses and wanting to check it out and staying.
You know, Malia during the break was talking about the different types of mental health illness. You wanna go over that for the general public?
Sure. So to become a member of the clubhouses, you have to have a diagnosed mental illness. And so some of the illnesses are schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, delusional disorder, bipolar, post-traumatic stress disorder, alcohol-induced psychosis, and there are other mental illnesses like severe major depressive disorder.
Wow.
And did you say PTSD? I mean, a lot of people think of that as like a veteran coming back from overseas and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't necessarily have a lot of veterans. We do have a couple, but I think it's more the PTSD of their past life. Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because, you would think when you say all those things, they all sound kind of scary, and you'd think you'd go in there and have all these people with all these disorders, and it would be a scary place. But actually, it's a very peaceful place.
Nothing like that.
Everybody has a job. Everybody's focused on what they're doing. Everybody's getting along. And like you've been saying, it's a safe space, a peaceful place. And I thought that was the really great thing to notice.
And, I tend to believe that maybe what you guys are doing, is kind of like a beacon of how we can maybe figure out our homeless problem too. When people feel like they're involved, when people feel like they're empowered, things happen. And when I go there, that's what I see. We all know there's challenges. We can, but at the same time, I'm encouraged because, again, whenever you empower somebody, it doesn't matter what stage you are in your life. You just feel like, you're doing something. You're doing something, and at the end of the day, that's, I was amazed at how many people was, oh, can you give me a job? Which is, this is awesome. They're like following me. You sure? No more open at the city county. It's like,
So we've had members that have been, one member has been working for Pizza Hut for over 25 years.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And another member was just promoted to supervisor, and yet another member works as a peer specialist for the state of Hawaii.
That's cool.
We do actually have a lot of jobs open in the city. Sometimes there's barriers, like, like in the Parks Department and stuff, they'll say you need a certain degree or something, but you don't know why. Why do you need that for that job? But this, there's these barriers that I've heard about from people calling. But that's great that you help them find. I remember you help them find work, and that, I'm sure that also helps them find purpose too.
Absolutely.
And independence.
That's right, independence. 808-913-6450. We're talking about adult mental health. And if you want to join in on the conversation, we invite you. 808-913-6450. So what kind of programs and activities do you offer specifically?
We provide a work order day,
Okay.
Which consists of doing tasks side by side with staff. For example, in the kitchen. It means that we are preparing lunch for the day, so they may be cutting vegetables. In our clerical unit, we may be getting ready to publish our quarterly newsletter, so they are editing the articles. We also have wellness activities and pauhanas after the work order day. We may go to the park and take bentos with us for dinner, or go shopping or play games. We are also open on holidays to celebrate with them, including Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's so good.
It was fun when we went in the kitchen. You got the real tour.
Yeah, I got the...
He got invited actually into the kitchen, but and then we got cookies. We got to benefit from the yummy cookies they were making. But they were making lunch, right, for everybody there. It was very organized.
When I talk about the uptake, what do you like? Is it because it's getting harder for people to live here in Hawaii? You think?
Are there more mentally ill people or more people finding you, or both?
I think there are more people finding us because right now our current membership is 162. We've served over 1,000 members since our opening in 1997. And on average, our average daily attendance is about 50 members. So we do have quite a few that come in on a daily basis.
Again, we're talking to the Waipahu Aloha Club House. If you guys want information, you can call us here at 808-913-6450. This is The Right Side, a common sense conversation.
Welcome back to The Right Side with Hawaii public officials and community leaders. Let's get back to common sense conversations.
808-913-6450. We're talking to the Waipahu Aloha Club House. And, we're talking about, an uptick with adult mental health. A little of it comes from drug abuse, because we see it also in the homeless community. I have family members that suffered from that and, had to deal with mental illness and schizophrenia. And, we see them. They're getting younger. Almost, I feel like they're getting younger. When I was growing up, I'm 57. You hardly ever saw, young men and women, talking to themselves on the streets or hurting themselves, yelling out loud. And, I was telling you guys off the air, I worked at a hospital for almost 16 years. And during the height of the ICE epidemic, they would ask, hey, could you guys come and rock some babies? And it used to break my heart, because I knew that these kids would eventually have kids. Now, and and there's a side of me that I don't want to believe it, but I know there's so much adults and young men and women that have chemical imbalance, and then one use of a certain drug could just, take you in a tailspin and get you to the point where you just feel like, man, there's, how do I help that person turn around and turn back and have a normal life? Are you seeing more of that, Troy? And then you can answer that too.
Well, there is a large percentage of people who are dealing with their mental illness that self-medicate, that use non-prescribed drugs. to help them with feelings of despair or with the hallucinations they may be experiencing and so forth. For people who are using substances that are wanting our help, we're going to help them and refer them to a program to kind of stabilize their symptoms.
Okay.
And as their symptoms stabilize, introduce them to the different rehabilitation options, including Clubhouse. And, the members themselves are the best salespeople of the Clubhouse model. But what it takes first, I guess, to answer your question is being available for people who are using substances when they're not actively using substances, when they're open to talk to somebody about it. And so, that may come in the form of the crisis workers that the Adult Mental Health Division contracts with. Talking to someone and seeing like if they want to get help, they want to get better, and so forth. And then, whether it's this program, that program, any program, educate them about what Clubhouse has to offer and how they work in partnership with a person's treatment provider, a physician, a APRNRX, or any other healthcare provider to support someone's recovery from, say, substance use and their mental illness, knowing that they may have, in their progress, it may not be a straight line. They may have instances where they relapse, but the goal is that, like you talked about the judgment-free zone, as long as they're not hurting other people or hurting themselves, we're going to do our best to keep them engaged with treatment, including at the Clubhouse. Yeah. Kelly, you have anything to say about that?
We have quite a few of our members that are in a treatment program right now. And they sometimes they do relapse. Mm-hmm. But we're there to help them, even though, at the Clubhouse, it's substance free. You have to be, because you can't do the jobs that we ask you to do. But like Troy said, they do self-medicate. Mm-hmm. It makes them feel better, they think. Right.
No, I think it's important because if they've gone through the process, right, they know. A lot of times there's no, you're not really striking out. There's no, 3 strikes and you out, and I think that's the kind of things that gives hope to, our community that's watching from the outside. Like, why is this happening? There are places where, our family members with mental health issues can go get the help and then maybe even thrive after, the challenges of drug abuse. Yes. So that's why I'm encouraged, because I know, there's a lot of people that want to solve problems and they want to see a lot of people, get the help they need so they can thrive and, live in this, the paradise we call home here in Hawaii. Is there any, you guys want to share, is there a story that you guys want to share? Maybe a success story, because when we come back, we're going to have to wrap this up. And I'm afraid that producer Leah going to look at me. She'll start doing this in the middle of your story. So you guys want to share a success story from the Clubhouse?
Yes. The Waipahu Clubhouse had a fundraiser some years ago, and part of the program included one of the members. He's a young man telling his story of how the Clubhouse helped him. And what was one of the most moving things I've ever seen is this young man was saying the best day of his life was when he got his first paycheck and he saw that taxes were taken out of his paycheck. And so as I guess one member of the audience, I was kind of digesting that and thinking oh, I know why that was. So it was that, and he explained it later, he felt connected with the rest of the people in his community and his family, whoever it may be that pays taxes. He felt part of us more than ever, that he wasn't a burden to society, that he was doing his part to contribute as other people were, and that made him feel...
That's powerful.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
It was nice.
I think every man, I don't, with or without mental health issues, when you can provide or give back in some small way, it does. I mean, I remember my first paycheck that I got. I wasn't too fired about the taxes, but I was like, why am I paying? But like I get it because, like I said, I have family members, and two in particular, while I was running for office, are ex-convicts, right? And they came out every morning, waking me up. Let's go. We got a whole sign. And, in my head, I was like, man, these guys are going all up. And as we did this for almost months, I realized the reason that was happening is because it was just their little way of saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And also, they support you, and
right.
they love you.
Well,
they're your family.
And
they're proud of you.
But I remember the first time I took the picture when I got not sworn in, but like saying I'm going to run for office, and I took a picture, and I posted it on social media. Half of the people was like, hey, dude, half of the people in your picture was in jail. Yeah, sorry, that's my family members. But, that kind of victory, like the story you shared of the young man, and I almost feel certain when you give a man an opportunity to work and provide and give back, and they get the opportunity, I think they take it. Take it. Kelly, you have any success story you want to share?
Well, the biggest success story that we have, and it includes all of the members, is that they feel like they are part of an ohana. And a lot of the members don't have families. They live in, care homes or group homes, foster care. So it is really a good thing for them to feel like they are part of the ohana.
Well, I liked on the website, I saw some testimonials from people that were really neat. One of them was that Waipahu Aloha Club House is the best thing that's happened for me. Another one is, this is a place where I feel safe and accepted. And I love the one where it says the clubhouse helped me find a job I enjoy, and I have been doing it since January 2006. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And this one person wrote a little bit longer of thing.
No, read it. I think it's awesome.
It says, being at the Waipahu Aloha Club House means that I can find many things I love to do. Typing, computers, making good, wonderful friends, get respect from my superiors, like the staff, social workers, and directors, enjoy all kinds of splendid activities like going to Pauhana places, restaurants, shopping centers, and parties. Most of all, having the freedom to be my normal self all over again because of these many opportunities.
So how cool is that? That is absolutely beautiful stuff right there. And soon they'll be coming to my comedy show. I'm inviting the whole clubhouse.
Yeah, we invited them. We invited them.
Yeah. 808-913-6450. When we come back, we're going to wrap up, and we're going to... you got, if you're listening and you're moved by today's radio show and you want to give back, we'll tell you guys how you can do that. It's the right side of Common Sense Conversation. Hope you guys having a beautiful afternoon.
Welcome back to The Right Side with Hawaii public officials and community leaders. Let's get back to Common Sense Conversations.
Can you believe it?
I know. The show goes by fast.
When there's an interesting topic, not to say, we haven't had interesting topics, but like, when it's so engaging and I'm learning so much about, what the Waipahu Aloha Club House do, you just lose track of time. And we're already in our last break. I want to thank producer Leah, of course, and I do this at the end, but like, because, man, our conversations start happening and like, oh, time, bye, see you. But, for the last hour, we've been talking to Kelly Penn and Troy Freitas, Waipahu Aloha Club House Supervisor Kelly, and Troy is the branch chief of the Oahu Community Mental Health Center branch of the Adult Mental Health Division. Now, people listening to us right now, how can people help the Waipahu Aloha Clubhouse?
Okay, so the community can support the clubhouses by getting the word out that we are here for people with mental illness. I find that we're a hidden gem for those who need help. Also, we accept monetary donations. People can join our advisory board, assist with annual fundraisers and advocacy efforts. Additionally, we welcome any potential job referrals in the clerical, retail, landscaping, food service, and janitorial areas.
You guys heard that? Yeah. All you hardworking business owners right now driving home to work, they're always looking for people to, work. So if you guys want to, get some people to work at your establishment, how can people give you a call?
Okay, they can call 808-675-0093, or they can email us at Waipahu Aloha Club House 1997 at gmail.com.
And of course, Malia will put all the information. You can go back and watch if this, maybe you're catching the tail end of this interview and you're going, oh man, what did I miss? You can watch this on YouTube, okay? And the number again is 808-675-0093. If you're a business owner and you're looking for able-bodied people to come and help in your establishment, the Waipahu Aloha Club House and all the clubhouses, across the state is looking for employers like you to get these adult men and women back to work and wanting to help, be amazing taxpayers like us.
Right? I know that when you were telling that story, I was thinking that was not the first thing I thought when I got my first paycheck. I was like, where is my money?
Now, do you guys plan to expand in the future?
Right now, we don't have any plans to expand our building, but we do have plans to expand our membership to help the most people that we can. We're also currently waiting to see if we received a capital grant for a new vehicle so we can pick up more members to bring them.
Okay, who do we got to push from now on?
Can I say it? Can I say it?
Sure, why not?
Hawaii Community Foundation, the Atherton.
Hawaii Community Foundation. You guys know I came to speak to your whole foundation. This is a great cause. Come on, let's get them the vehicle so they can come bring their members to my comedy show.
And to everywhere else they want to go,
Yes.
not just the comedy show.
I'm just, But
right. No, that sounds good. Like
bit.
all the outings you're talking about, the pauhanas,
Sure.
the picnics, the beach days, all these things, right?
Absolutely. And we trying to help, again, able-bodied people that need a little push, to get back into society and do the things that they did, maybe before all the challenges occurred. And we know it's out there. We live in, I hate saying, we live the price of paradise. It shouldn't be like that, but I get it. It's, it's tough. It's tough, and there's a lot of people that need that extra push and help, and we can do that. We can do that by, again, either hiring or, if you like volunteer, can people volunteer?
They can. They can call us at 808.
Okay.
675-0093, and we'll be happy to get them started on the volunteer application.
All right, so final thoughts.
We're having our 10th annual fundraiser luncheon on October 17th at the Honolulu Country Club.
Okay.
Interested parties should contact us again at 808-675-0093. Individual tickets are $85, and we have sponsorships available that range from $750 to $2,500.
That's easy. A lot of people get that. Yeah. Look at producer Leah. Why are you shaking your head? There's a lot of people that listen to this radio show. They get money right now. They're just walking around, ching. They can help. They can help the Waipahu Aloha Club House.
Thank
Again,
you.
it's October 17th.
Yes.
Okay, October 17th. Troy, you got some final thoughts?
Thank you. Just to acknowledge all the efforts of the staff, the members to, weather the storms historically, either economically or otherwise, to keep their clubhouses strong and show one another the value of, sticking together. So just wanted to shout out to them. Thank
Awesome.
you.
And I really appreciate what you guys doing. You guys are really doing God's work and helping people get back on their feet, helping people that have been challenged by mental illness and health, that they can succeed in this challenging world we live in. And it is challenging, but it's people like you guys that bring hope. And I'm very optimistic all the time. Do I see a lot of challenges every single day? Do I get a lot of, complaints every single day? But I get more of encouragement, and I get more of good stories. Like, that's why I love doing this radio show. This is my part of like learning about what we do in our community and how we can help. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Malia, who's our guest next week?
So we have a big problem here with illegal dumping.
Okay.
We've seen it everywhere on the island. And certainly we've seen it in our district, and
Yes.
we've done our share of cleaning it up.
Yes.
So we're going to have the Protectors of Paradise. That's
Nice.
an organization that we've worked with that has helped us clean up
Stacy
some really
and-
big trash
Yes.
areas in Waipahu.
I think we did like 1 million pounds one.
It's just so
One
sad.
weekend.
And we clean it up, and it keeps going back.
Right.
So
And a lot of it is like everything else, right? It's education. And that's the reason why when, they ask, would you like to do a Wednesday? Even though I do morning radio every day, I go to the city council, can you come and do a Wednesday? Absolutely. Because I think the more information we give, the better people will get informed, and then we can make better choices, right choices. So we're going to talk about illegal dumping.
Well, and how people can help get involved and make sure that they aren't the ones doing it. What to do if they see illegal dumping, and all about we have all these places they can just take their stuff. It's so easy.
And most places like 20 minutes away from where you live. Believe it or not.
Exactly, and you have cameras. You can see there's no line.
Yeah.
It's just so easy. So a little bit more education. Trying to get more volunteers for our cleanup, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
We
and
do
if
those.
you want to volunteer to help our district, Waipahu and Evan, you're listening, AugieTulbaHNL.com.
We have a sign up there, and you can join us for these cleanups that we do quite often.
AugieTulbaHNL.com. Thank you, Malia. Thank you, guys, for hanging out with us today. It's the right side, a common sense conversation. Now, Malia, have our YouTube channel? Is there a name now? Is there a name?
Well,
or is
it's
still
just
long
really
numbers?
long. So we have to get somebody a lot more technical than me to make it shorter.
Yeah, just
I mean,
something simple.
Okay, by next week I will have it down so that
Producer Leah, can we get people to give us maybe you guys can name this radio show? How's that?
Yeah, we should have our own.
Right? 808-913-6450. Huh? The afternoon drive? The afternoon talk story?
I think so.
The something.
That sounds like a good name.
There you go.
Something.
You don't know what the something going to be. Just join in for something. All right. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. In the meantime, have a great evening, everybody. And again, if you if you're riding an e-bike and you're under 15 years old, don't do it. It's against the law. Okay. And if you are over 15, wear a helmet. 2 wheels on the ground, and no wheeling or packing.
It's our passion. We're going to get this message through.
Absolutely.
We're going to do another show on that.
All right.
We don't want anybody else to get hurt.